Former presidents and state governors deliberate on national issues at Council of State meeting with President Bola Tinubu. Quest for technological advancement, Nigeria enters agreement with Nordic countries. Kogi State government pledges more commitment to grassroots development through collaboration with traditional institutions. Hello and thanks for joining us on the News Desk 3 here on NTA News24. We are live in Abuja. I am Anne Jibuno. President Bola Tinubu is in a Council of State meeting at the State House. Former President Muhammadu Buhari and Goodluck Jonathan are also in the council chamber for the meeting, while former heads of state Yakubu Gowon and General Abdulsalami Abubakar are joining online. Former President Goodluck Jonathan, Muhammadu Buhari and state governors or their representatives are also attending the meeting. We'll bring more details later. Still from the presidency, the federal government has taken delivery of 20 compressed natural gas CNG powered buses from the Depot and Petroleum Products Marketers Association of Nigeria, DAPMAN. President Bola Tinubu took the delivery of the high-capacity buses at the State House. Correspondent Musbah Dan Wahab has that report.
The Federal Executive Council meeting held this Monday with different memos on the agenda. But after a few hours of deliberation and consideration, council members took to the forecourt of the State House to witness another success under the presidential CNG initiative. Under NNPCL arrangements, the Depot and Petroleum Products Marketers Association of Nigeria, DAPMAN, is delivering locally manufactured hybrid buses planned to run on CNG.
To the glory of God, a promise of change to prosperity for Nigerian transportation, I hereby inaugurate the bus.
With commercial vehicles constituting about 80% of petrol demands in the country, while the abundant deposit of natural gas is under harnessed, President Bola Tinubu believes Nigeria must be innovative in its approach towards reworking the economy for greater prosperity.
If we work harder, be productive and innovative, it is an economic necessity that we should embrace. If we can enhance our energy competitiveness and bring about transformative changes like this, we would definitely be able to achieve the prosperity that we are working hard to accomplish for our people.
Apart from aiming at a more environmentally friendly transportation system, the current administration is also targeting reduction in the cost of transportation with the CNG initiative.
This will contribute in bringing down transportation costs, and we know that if transportation costs come down, food and so many things will follow, since transportation seems to be one of the little issues or the big issues we have in Nigeria.
The CNG initiative is one has come to stay. Government has invested heavily in that direction, and we know and we do hope that this is really going to be something that has come to stay for our country.
The government is hoping for more delivery of CNG vehicles for mass transportation, with many assembly plants designated for manufacturing and conversion across the country. From the State House, Musbal and Wahab, NTA News.
Joining us now via Zoom for analysis of this latest development is a transport expert and former commissioner for transport in Lagos State, Dr. Kayode Okpeifa. Welcome to the News at 3.
Good afternoon.
Now, can we adequately say that we can take advantage? We now have buses and vehicles that can take advantage of multiple energy sources in the country with these CNG buses?
Yeah, definitely and absolutely as well. You recall that DAPMAN, the Depot Owners Association, about a year ago, met with and they promised that they will contribute, I think, 100 buses, and they've come up with 30. It also shows that these things are not off the shelf. You have to manufacture them. So we have to commend Innocent Motors, like many other automobile assembly plants in Nigeria, that have acquired the capacity to put together these CNG-powered vehicle. It is also a testament to the fact that what the president said on July 31st, 2023 is coming to reality.
Now, some people are concerned about the level of fuel economy of these CNG buses. Can we say, what can you tell us about that? Can you give us the level of fuel economy of these CNG buses?
Yeah, it's about 50 to 70% more efficient in terms of cost. You will make about 50 to 70% savings, which will translate to savings to the operator, the rider, and savings to the economy. In terms of initial cost, they are a little bit much more expensive than the conventional petrol or diesel vehicle, but they require less maintenance costs because injection and so many other things will not be an issue. Also, many of them, I believe the one delivered yesterday, or is it today, will also be dual fuel use. You can use both petrol or diesel, and you can as well use a CNG fuel engines. So by and large, is a buy one, take two in this instance.
Now, the issue of fueling the vehicles, where we can easily have access to stations where you can, get this, what is required to power these vehicles is there. And then there is another issue about availability of gas in certain parts of the country. How do we create a balance, strike a balance? How do we manage this situation? What do you suggest?
That's a matter of concern, and that is why the presidency established the presidential committee on CNG initiative, that is to look at the issue of gas availability, the fueling station availability, the capacity of our technicians to convert from petrol or diesel to CNG. So what is happening? I think about 23 states in Nigeria have this CNG capacity, and the country is ramping up the availability of stations. I'm aware for Abuja, you have about not less than 10 or so. In Lagos, you have the same number, and the Ogun State currently has much more than anybody. And in fact, all the public transport mass transit vehicles owned by the Ogun State government have been converted to CNG. They're already using CNG. A state like Edo State also has been using CNG for quite some time. So for those states, there might not be problem of where to get the gas refuel. But by and large, once you refuel in the morning, there is the capacity of these buses allows them to run till midday before there is a need for another refuel. And if there is a need that you can't find a CNG place to refuel immediately, you then switch to diesel, and that will power you to your next point. So I don't think Nigerians should be worried. We are the adoption stage, and it will take a while before the systems become permanently as we wish. Same thing in India, in Singapore, in South Korea, and countries that are using CNG vehicles. They all go through this stage. We are the adoption stage, and I believe the PCNG committee has done a fantastic job in working with NNPC, NMDPRA, and the other partner like GACN, APG, Rolling Energy. A lot of them are put up stations, and there's also compression centers springing up across the country. For now, at the adoption stage, it should be more around the states that are ready, fully ready, while we keep ramping up the infrastructure. And we must give credit to government and many of our state governors in this regard.
Thank you very much. There are so many other issues. I know going forward, I'm sure those gray areas will be sorted out. Thank you very much, Kayode Ekpefa, for joining us today on the News at 3.
Thank you very much, and thanks for having me. All
right. He is a transport expert and a former commissioner for transport in Lagos State. Still staying with power, the transmission company of Nigeria, TCN, says it has mobilized contractors to commence work on the reconstruction of damaged tower in Kano State that cut off electricity supply to parts of Jigawa and Yobe State. The tower, located in Gundarawa village of Gezawa, local government area of Kano State, was damaged by a trailer that ran into its base. In a statement, TCN says that the accident disrupted bulk supply of electricity to parts of Jigawa and Yobe states, leaving 16 towns, including Adeja, Gumel, Gagarawa, Nguru, Machina, among others, in total blackout. TCN says it is working assiduously to quickly dismantle the damaged tower, to erect a new one, and restring the lines for resumption of bulk supply to the two states. In other news, Nigeria and 5 Nordic countries are advancing discussions on expansion of trade and diplomatic relations. Minister of Foreign Affairs Yusuf Tuga, who hosted his counterparts from 5 countries, said the technology transfer, particularly in CNG and renewable energy, was top on the agenda. Kelvin Eunwaye reports.
Nigeria already has a robust relations with individual countries of the Nordic region. But collective aspirations as a bloc to align with that of Nigeria in the area of trade, human rights and democracy is what this meeting is about. While the head of the delegation and Swedish Minister of Foreign Affairs Tobias Billström praised President Bola Tinubu's leadership role in ECOWAS to advance democracy, he reaffirmed the Nordic region's support for his slot for Africa in the United Nations Security Council, a disposition Minister of Foreign Affairs Yusuf Tuga was excited about.
Nigeria and the Nordics are key partners in an array of areas, not only global and regional security, but also trade and investment, promoting human rights and democracy, as well as combating climate change.
They have what you refer to as a cyclical economy, where nothing goes to waste. So all this talk about renewable technology, they're very advanced when it comes to that. We're also looking to partner with them on that. We have NASENI, for instance, National Agency for Science, Engineering and Infrastructure. They're doing a lot with solar, with even the CNG that we're talking about.
Trade volume between Nigeria and the 5 Nordic countries of Sweden, Denmark, Finland, Iceland and Norway stood at $4.3 billion in 2022 and expected to scale up to around $6 billion in 2025. In Abuja, Kelvin Eunwaye, NTA News.
President Bola Tinubu has sent to the Judicial Office Holders' Salaries and Allowances Bill, which increases emolument of judicial officers at the federal and state levels by 300%. In a statement, the special advisor to the President on National Assembly Matters, Senator Bashir Alado, says the signing underscores President Tinubu's prioritization of welfare of Nigerian workers, just as he recently assents to the new national minimum wage of 70,000 naira. Senator Lado says the newly prescribed salaries and allowances for judicial officers reflects current economic realities, adding that the prompt signing of the salary bills demonstrates dedication of President Tinubu to ensure that every salary earner in Nigeria, especially those serving vital and strategic roles, receive the recognition and compensation they deserve. He commends the leadership and members of the 10th National Assembly for their commitment to improve welfare of Nigerians and urges judicial officers to redouble efforts in ensuring speedy dispensation of justice to Nigerians. Still watching the news desk at 3. Let's pause for a break now. We'll be back shortly.
My dear Nigerians, especially our youths, I have heard you loud and clear. I understand the pain and the frustration that drive this protest, and I want to assure you that our government is committed to listening and addressing the concerns of our citizens. But we must not let violence and destruction tear our nation apart. We must work together to build a brighter future where every Nigerian can live with dignity and prosperity. The task before us is a collective one, and I am leading the charge as your president. A lot of work has gone into stabilizing our economy, and I must stay focused on ensuring that the benefits reached every single Nigerian as we promised.
Thanks for staying with us. This is still the news desk at 3. Political parties in Akwa Ibom State gear up for October 5th local government elections with congresses to elect preferred candidates. Well, some residents are upbeat about the outcome, meeting their expectations. Let's hear from Clement Barikwi.
21 days already gone since political parties began processes to elect candidates at the world and local government levels. The two major political parties in the race, the PDP and APC, are on the field. The choice they make at this stage will greatly influence who wins at the poll.
We are working very hard, and the people of Akwa Ibom State are very willing and ready for APC at the local government level.
The candidates we produce, if you see the quality of councillors, you are sending out first 11.
Residents of Uyo say the body language of Governor Moeno is giving them confidence in the electoral system.
I want to thank the governor. He has given a fair ground for everybody to be a participant.
It's a job that we have to do to keep the local government going. So we're quite prepared and set for the election.
For the local government electoral umpire, Akisiek, the election timetable will be strictly followed to the letter.
So you cannot just say tomorrow is election and you start a mess up. That is why we have given that period of time so that we can follow details, duties one by one to the end of when elections will come.
Recent development in the country, including financial autonomy to local government, are heightening interest among critical stakeholders in the forthcoming elections at this third tier of government. Clement Barikui, NTA News.
The Kogi State Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo has emphasized the importance of collaboration with traditional institutions to drive development and ensure peaceful coexistence among the people. The statement was made during the presentation of staff of office to the Akire of Ekiriade Oba Johnson Kolade Otitoju at the Government House. Ajibola Christopher's report is here presented.
Governor Ododo addressed the Kirin Oba Johnson Kolade Otitoju, urging him to foster peace and unity within the community. He also highlighted the significance of supporting community policing and attracting investors to promote the area's development. The governor further stressed the need for collaboration with traditional institutions and his administration viewing traditional rulers as the closest authorities to the grassroots.
Your reign is expected to herald a new vista of development for a clean land and usher in a new era of prosperity. Closely to the role of protecting culture and traditions, it is also your responsibility to mobilize a community-driven security in your domain. Traditional rulers owe their people protection from criminality. Our administration is always prepared to support you in achieving this goal.
The Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Salami Ozigi Didat, called on the community to support their traditional rulers for the betterment of the area.
It's expected that you will support and cooperate with the Akere of Ekeriade to provide effective leadership that will usher in peace and prosperity for the Ekeriade Kingdom.
The event highlights the ongoing efforts by the Kogi State government to strengthen ties with traditional institutions, viewing them as crucial partners in the pursuit of development and social harmony.
Let's still stay with Kogi State. Malaria remains a leading cause of death among children in that state, particularly during the rainy season, when the disease is most common. In response, the state government, through the Ministry of Health, is working with NGOs and the media on awareness and sensitization of the public to reduce malaria-related deaths. Reports from Lokoja on these efforts.
Statistics indicate that malaria claims the lives of 409,000 people annually, with children under 5 being particularly vulnerable, accounting for 67% of all malaria-related deaths in 2019. Although malaria is widespread across Nigeria, certain areas experience peak transmission during the rainy season from June to October. To prevent the most vulnerable regions, the World Health Organization recommends seasonal malaria chemoprevention, SMC. The goal is to maintain therapeutic levels of anti-malaria drugs in the bloodstream during the period of highest malaria risk. In Kogi State, the malaria prevalence rate is 27.73% among the general population and 16% among children under 5. Malaria remains a significant societal challenge, prompting the government to collaborate with the non-governmental organization Malaria Consortium to combat the disease among children.
The government, partnering with Malaria Consortium, is seeing how we can reduce this burden of malaria in children. This they are doing through the administration of this preventable drug, which we call SPAC, which is administered to children from 3 months to 59 months. And we do this every season from June to October. So we've done 2 cycles.
We are focused on children because they have a higher risk of dying from malaria, especially during the rainy season.
The media plays a crucial role in raising awareness about malaria and dispelling misconceptions. This media meeting in Lokoja aims to achieve that objective.
It's what you have, you can pass. And we're happy for this level of what we have gotten so far.
With support from partners and the media, the state is well positioned to make significant progress in reducing malaria prevalence. Jonathan Omajali, NTA News.
This is the News Desk at 3 on NTA News 24 Abuja. Here's a recap of our major stories. Former presidents and state governors deliberate on national issues at Council of State meeting with President Bola Tinubu. Quest for technological advancement, Nigeria enters agreement with Nordic countries. Kogi State government pledges more commitment to grassroots development through collaboration with traditional institutions.
This is NTA News 24.
Well, that's the News Desk at 3 here on NTA News 24. We thank you for joining us. Stay with us for more reports later in the day. I am Anne Ijibu.